Hey guys, just want to give you guys an update on the Harbor Freight Haulmaster truck rack, ladder rack. So it is awesome. Like I just finished tying everything down and bolting everything down. Did go to Ace to pick up some bolts, some 3/8, 9/16 bolts. Yeah, it looks pretty awesome. I did remove the extenders. I had originally added the extenders. I removed those. Now my rack sits like pretty well. Not too high. I think now the total height is around 7.6. With that, yeah. So this thing was somewhat of a pain to put on, especially with one person. If you are gonna do it one person, all right, this is what I recommend. All right, so if you guys can see, I'm trying to shake the hell out of the truck, and the truck is moving, not the rack. So it is pretty well bolted. I didn't have a socket wrench that was big enough for these bolts, so I didn't want to buy like 3 or 4 different sockets. So I already had one crescent adjustable wrench, so I just want to go buy another one, which you guys could probably tell because it's all chipped and stuff, but that really doesn't concern me, as it's going to be like a little work beater truck. Yeah, again, it's pretty solid for the 8-foot long bed. It is. I still try to set it up the same way. So this one, spargles here, very well adjusted. I wasn't sure if these were supposed to clamp all the way down or just like if this is good enough, but I'll double check how it does. For these, as you can see, one of them was closed. The other one was a little bit harder to get to because of the crescent wrench, and it was just getting tighter. These two I got pretty well. All right, so this thing was not that bad. I do like the setup. Again, I only have a single cab, slightly extended. It's nothing crazy. The same for this side here. As long as they're not loose. These bolts were like a little bit harder to tie with a adjustable wrench, but it is very solid. It is not moving. It is very leveled. So I did just bolt these on, and something I noticed, like this side is okay and it's kind of flush, but this side, I don't know if you guys could tell, it's slightly angled, slightly like sticking out a bit. And then the same for this side here. But all right, how to set it up, one man. You will need to have, when you bring the box, put it in your bed, right? And then open the box and slowly look at the instructions. They're not the most perfect instructions, but you set it up on your truck so you don't have to like offload it or whatever. You separate your dividers on the sides, which is up, right, left, front left, back left, or whatever. And then what you do is start separating everything by sides, right, on the truck. You're not installing anything yet or anything. If you don't have the screws for the rack to permanently mount how I wanted to permanently mount this, this is what I was concerned about right here. But still seems solid, like it's not going anywhere. But okay, once you separate everything, you have your like left mounting and your arm. Your left mounting, first you want to do is measure your rack, right? So you want to install these first, despite what the instructions say. This is just a one-man operation, right? So you're gonna install this one person. You're gonna install these first. If you got the hooks, install the hooks. If you got the permanent screws, install the permanent screws. Something I would leave a small little gap just to ensure that your door is gonna close, right? But so I would install this first. Once you install these, right, then you start assembling your arms. So you want to connect your arms just loosely. You just put the bolts through them. I had the extenders, but I removed them. But you just want to put them in, hand tighten all around. I would maybe like slightly snug tight, depending how well this is mounted. Snug tight, not too tight, enough to the point where you can still move it. Because or else if you only have one, like yesterday I only had one bolt. I didn't have all three, so it was kind of like moving everywhere. So either mount this correctly or like slightly snug these, because as you connect more parts to them and it becomes like more of a rack, right? Even if you just hand tighten all of these, right? So you have your arms and everything like that, then you're probably gonna install this thing, and then all slightly loose, right? Slightly loose. It's gonna move a lot, which becomes a pain. So unfortunately for me, I didn't have the sockets or an extra wrench that I could like slightly tighten. So I would recommend you to like either get the bolts or the sockets for them, or slightly tighten with the crescent wrenches. But yeah, so once you kind of somewhat assembled the rack, and then you could add this side here. Since it's a long bit, it is kind of slightly a little separated, but you could just push it in and it'll just make the ladder rack a little shorter on this end, right, slightly. And then I wanted my this bar rack, you have to kind of go through it before you put this mount in, or the curved bar. So this one was a little pain to adjust, but once you got that, that's cool. Just mount the bolts, hand tighten everything for now, as long as this is not moving, because as you put all this stuff on, this is gonna be like whoosh, 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 kind of like moving at all sides. So if you do not have this slightly tightened, or you could just temporarily tighten it and knowing that you're going to adjust it later, so it doesn't move. Because if it's loose, like all the top ones, I would say slightly loose, like just hand tight. The bottom ones, these are here, I would suggest you tighten them with an expectation that you're going to loosen them up again, to maybe straighten out your rack if it's like a little bit on the crookeder side. But yeah, you know, so this, and then the legs, then the rack, this side, and then as you do one, you want to put the other one as well, and then you'll have the arms to hold it for you, so you don't have to hold it all together. Push them close. You don't like, this was kind of something, the last things I installed and stuff, or like tightened down, but yeah, it's not bad. And then you put your curve bar on, put the rings on once you have everything kind of nice and ideally put on. So I have a 8-foot bed, so it was a little, I don't know if it was tougher because of that, but this looks pretty good. I do like it. Yeah, and it's not bad. Like, this is just what I meant about the the flushness. Like the other side looks like it's kind of tilting. This side does not look like it's kind of tilting. And there you go. And then today, this morning, I just went to go get a Crescent adjustable wrench, so I could tighten both of them, because I knew if you have sockets, bro, your sockets are not gonna fit here. Either you have the size that actually fits, like not like an adjustable, or a size that actually fits, and then you have a socket from this side that you could like drill in, or it's going to be extremely difficult to try to stick a socket on this side because of your cap, right? So that's how you kind of like set it up as a one man, because I understand people want to set it up outside and kind of like pick it up, which picking it up, it's like 160 pounds, might be a little difficult for some, especially because of how awkward it is. So this is the way to set it up, just one man. Is just, put these on first, put the legs on, slightly tighten so it's not super loose. Once it's not super loose, you could put all 4 legs up first, bottom and leg. And then once you have that, hand tighten the rest. Once you hand tighten those, and you have your setup how it is now, just everything's loose on top, you could kind of like you'll see if it's like slanted or if it's like too much on one side, and then you tighten everything down as you tighten everything down. I started from the back end, so I tightened the bar screws first, and then I worked my way to the back. And then once I did the back ones, then I started tightening these down. Again, I did have the extenders. It was too high, I felt, so I just removed them and added a little extra work for me. But I said total time was probably around 3.5 hours, just maybe setting it up, because I didn't know what I wanted to do, if I wanted to like drill holes in here or not, so it took a little extra time trying to think about it. But I was just like, fuck it. So once you guys have that, you guys should be able to do it on your own. It's not that bad. Today, just maybe if I would have had like like a socket wrench or something like that, a socket wrench that was big enough for these bolts, then it probably would have taken me a lot less. But I did not, and I did not want to spend probably like $60-70 just to get the sockets for a one-time use. These bolts are 3/8 9/16. I did like there's like a 5/16, so the 3/8 washer on top, and then a 5/16 washer in the bottom, just so it could really hold it in place. And I'll see how it does over the next few weeks, me driving the truck around. But as you guys can see, truck is solid, bro. All right, thank you guys for watching. Have a good one, and peace out.